Good evening, Blackpool, you all? Well, I'm going to wait till they've sat down. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Look at that. I've already upset the non-binary community. It's got to be a fucking record, isn't it? Oh, this is beautiful. This is a big gig. This is fucking lovely. I wish my parents could see me now, but these tickets are expensive and I'm not running a charity. My greatest fear as a comedian, that I try and be as relaxed as I can on stage. And the thing that worries me, the thing that gets in my head, I worry about walking on stage one night and going like, "Good evening, Liverpool!" And then suddenly realising, oh fuck, I'm actually in Liverpool. Are there any Scousers in? Oh fuck, they're everywhere. But I'm not knocking Liverpool. I love doing gigs in Liverpool. It's one of the places to perform comedy because that wonderful Scouse sense of humour. I just, it's one of the only cities in Great Britain where JD Sports has an evening wear department. They've got a fucking bridal shop. Now, before we start, Blackpool, a quick trigger warning. Tonight's show contains jokes about terrible things that may have affected you or the people that you love. But these are just jokes, they're not the terrible things. There's a huge difference between making a joke, and making a statement, I'm just going to be telling jokes. Would you like to hear some jokes? Yeah! Thank fuck for that, there's no plan B. And we're drinking, my friends, in the Last Chance Saloon. What I'm saying on stage is barely acceptable now. In 10 years' time, fucking forget about it. You're going to be able to tell your grandchildren about seeing this show this evening. You'll be able to tell your grandchildren, I saw a man and he stood on stage and he made light of serious issues. We used to call them jokes. And people would laugh. And they'll ask, your grandchildren will say, non-binary elder. Non-binary elder? What's a laugh? And you'll say, well, you're fucking not. People say you can't joke about anything these days. Watch me now. Well, I think this is interesting. There's a rare psychological disorder that sort of facilitates, that basically makes you tell inappropriate jokes. Yeah, I know, I've got it. Yeah, I caught it off a big fat puff. Can you say that? We'll see. I say you can joke about anything, but not with anyone. I think with the good people of Blackpool this evening I should be fine, right? Well, you say that, but let's fucking see, shall we? We're going to start the evening off with some short, offensive jokes, just to warm up, right? Just to sort of stretch. Before we get into it properly, let's just see how we get along. Having sex is like riding a bike. My uncle taught me when I was a kid. All good so far? My girlfriend doesn't like using the C word, and fair enough, I should learn her mother's name. I bought my girlfriend a bath bomb. I say that, toaster. Now, a woman dies in that joke, but she's killed by a toaster. You can't stay mad at a toaster, can you? My girlfriend snores quite a lot. Has anyone else got that problem with their partner? Yeah. My girlfriend snores quite a lot, but luckily, I've got these noise-cancelling fists. It's actually all right. People say the best things in life are free, but those people have clearly never had sex. I want One Direction to play a BTS covers medley at my funeral, because that way, I'll be glad I'm dead. This is silly, but it's absolutely true. When Zayn left One Direction, for me, it was like 9/11. Yeah, I didn't care about that either. There's a real generational divide there, isn't there? Some people are looking at me like, 9/11, Jim, steady on. Other people are looking at me like, One Direction, don't take their name in vain. I was actually supposed to be on one of the planes on 9/11, but the more interesting story is how I met Osama. This next joke is sort of like a canary in the mine. It's there to test the air. This next joke, it sort of tells me, it doesn't change anything, it doesn't change the jokes I'm going to tell, it just tells me how much you're going to enjoy the evening back home. I was in a supermarket, there was a special on, he was collecting the trolleys. Well, I think we're going to be friends, aren't we? I think we're going to be friends. A quarter of your bones are in your feet, but that can rise significantly if your parachute fails to open. I surprised my girlfriend on our anniversary with a brand new car, but she jumped out of the way. My girlfriend doesn't think that her sister is trustworthy, but believe me, that girl can keep a secret. I've got a half-brother, sorry, transgender. Gender-neutral toilets, what do you think? Yeah, they're not for everyone, are they? In your own time, there is a lot to get through. My girlfriend wears a lot of makeup, and really, she doesn't need to. She can just tell people she walked into a door. Ooh. Do you think Scarlett Johansson's brother wants to fuck his sister as much as I want to fuck my sister? My girlfriend found out she had cancer on the same day that I was planning on breaking up with her. So obviously, of course, 2 bits of bad news. What do you call a girl that does anal on a first date? Mrs. Carr. She does not love that joke. Tell you what she does love. Well, my girlfriend loves being the centre of attention. Except for that one time she got gang raped. I'm bad with ages. I'm no good at. I can't really tell people's ages easily. Especially, it's difficult with young women. Sometimes they could be mid-20s, they could be 15. You just don't know. Well, wait till you hear the story. So I was in central London, in Covent Garden, in a little kind of coffee place last summer, sitting outside, playing on my phone or whatever. This beautiful woman walked in, quite a willowy, kind of modelly looking thing, walked in and sort of sat opposite me, was looking over my way. Couldn't tell how old she was. So I thought, well, I'll just ask. I went up to her and went, excuse me, do you mind me asking, how old are you? She said, I'm 23. I said, I'm sorry for wasting your time. Well, so far, Blackpool, we're only sort of 10 minutes in, we've covered rape, child abuse, domestic violence, murder, and trans issues. We're right on schedule, everyone. It's good. I'm going to get cancelled, that's the bad news. The good news is, I'm going down swinging. Okay, the joke that ends my career, it's already out there. It's on Netflix, it's on YouTube, it's out there somewhere. Right, it's fine, I've already told it. There's nothing I can do about it now. We might as well have a laugh. And being cancelled is not that bad. It sounds bad, but we've all been cancelled. You ever been broken up with by a girlfriend? Yeah, cancelled by your partner. You ever lost your job, been fired? Cancelled by your boss. Ever been told you can't go within 200 yards of a primary school? Don't let it get to you. I tell you why he was going to get cancelled. Because he fucked a kid, and then he talked about it. 100%. God is going to get cancelled. Yeah. Mary, Mother of God. Mary was 14 when the Holy Ghost came upon her. Came upon her is what they say, but some of it went in, didn't it? I read this horrific story about a dad who just stood by and did nothing while a gang of thugs brutally murdered his boy. It's called the New Testament. Too soon? It's been 2,000 years, people, get over it. Is that some of Blackpool thinking, oh, that's a spoiler, I didn't finish that? Who does God's PR? Because God has done some very sketchy things, he's still packing out houses every Sunday. Mind you, it's a free show, isn't it, church? You've been there, just pass a hat around at the end. It's not dignified. God is basically a fucking busker. You know Adam and Eve? The story, not them personally, but you know Adam and Eve, right? So God took one of Adam's ribs in order to make Eve, but God had taken one of Adam's ribs. So suddenly, Adam didn't need Eve, he could suck his own cock. Silly old God. Do you think when Mary, Mother of God, was fucking Joseph? It's a strong opener, isn't it? It's interesting. Oh, where's this going? Do you think when Mary, Mother of God, was fucking Joseph and Joseph made Mary come, she shouted, God? It's awkward, isn't it? That's her ex. What was her other option? Jesus Christ? He's in the next room thinking, shut up, Mum. Are there Christians in thinking that was all a bit much? Don't worry, it's all made up. We're a little bit tight for time, so I might not do my Islamic bit. No, obviously I'm not going to do the same jokes about Muhammad that I would do about Jesus, and that's primarily because I'm not a fucking idiot. So if you're sitting there as a Christian, you're thinking, well, that's not fair. He'll make jokes about Christians, but he won't make the same jokes about Muslims. Well, then maybe, as a Christian, you should think about blowing something up. No one's scared of you. What are Christians going to do? Come round my house, sing Kumbaya and forgive me? Fuck it. I'll deal with that. Let's talk about COVID. Now, that's been a big thing the last couple of years, right? It's affected our lives. People have talked about it, and it's been a shaky couple of years, but people talked about it like it was a war. That seems a bit overblown and inappropriate, given current circumstance. They talked about it like it was a war. What do I get from that? Our war stories are going to be fucking shit, aren't they? What are we going to tell our grandchildren when they ask, what did you do during COVID-19, Grandad? I watched Tiger King right through in a fucking day one. Oh, you don't know your ball. King Joe Exotic, me. Carol Baskin, you wouldn't want the fat bitch dead. The government down in Westminster, they've not covered themselves in glory during COVID, that's fair to say, isn't it? What a carnival of cunts. Well, all they did the first year was they changed the slogan every 3 months, right? Like, that would make a blind bit of difference. It was stay at home, protect the NHS, save lives. Then it was hands, face, space. What is it now? We're clueless, you're fucked. And then the government launched a scheme called Eat Out to Help Out. Because apparently you can't get COVID-19 from oral sex. Eat Out to Help Out, that's what they went with. What else was on the fucking shortlist? Liquor out to wipe it out. I like it. Is it a bit on the nose? I was very involved with Clap for Carers. I slept with 2 nurses, called up the first one, gave it a second. That joke's not hurting anyone, is it? Which is why I wrote this joke. Well, it turns out for COVID-19, a pre-existing condition was being fat. I don't even say fat anymore, I now say pre-existing condition. Allow me to demonstrate. Your mum's got such a pre-existing condition, I had to roll her in flour and look for the damp patch. True story. Being fat made you more susceptible to COVID-19. I'm not being funny, but it was more difficult for fat people to socially distance. That's how your mum walks, like a big fat crab. Who's out with mates tonight? Who's out with their mates? That's just the best, right? That's what I found hardest about the lockdowns. You couldn't see your friends. It was tough. But on the other hand, you also didn't have to spend any time in the lockdowns with cunts. Yeah, we've all got cunts in our lives, haven't we? Apologies if I've made things awkward and you're sat with one of them right now. Apologies if you're one of the cunts. I know you're a key demographic for me. I didn't mind the sensible stuff, right? But the stupid COVID rules. Remember when they cancelled that Christmas? Remember that? They cancelled fucking Christmas. Told us we couldn't hug our nanas. Fuck off. Of course I'm going to hug my nan, and I'm very glad I did. It was the last chance I got. She died 10 days later. And I nearly didn't go because I had a tickly cough. First thing I did when COVID hit is I bought one of those massive chest freezers in case it went on for ages and I had to store my dead girlfriend's body. Well, lockdown was hard. It was hard on relationships. Who's in a relationship that survived through the lockdown? Give us a shout. Well done. Congratulations. I'm serious, because it's not what you signed up for, is it? I don't know if you gave any thought to what you were signing up for when you got into a relationship, but really, what you sign up for in the modern world when you get into a relationship, 2 hours a night. Sure, you see it for a cup of tea and a slice of toast of a morning, but really, 2 hours in the evening, that's a commitment in the modern world. 24/7, love, you can fuck off. Too much. It's like relationships went into fucking dog years. We're doing a month a week to bring our anniversary forward. In the lockdown, the people hardest hit were the victims of domestic abuse. That's a fucking punchline, isn't it? You lost your sense of taste with COVID-19. I thought I had it at one point because I was listening to a lot of Michael Bublé. Globally, 6 million people died of COVID, so you'd think it would be easier to find parking now. Probably made a difference, has it? People say, with regards to COVID, people say you can't blame the Chinese. Watch me now. Well, COVID was made in China, right? And people still seem surprised by that. Why? Everything's fucking made in China. You think we could afford a British-made virus? You're living in a fucking dream world, mate. It was made in China in their wet markets. You're familiar with the wet markets of China? This is where they buy livestock live. And the reason they buy the animals live is because they want them to be fresh. And what's fresher than still alive? Incidentally, the Chinese are not doing this to be dicks. They're doing it because they don't have fridges. They make refrigerators in China, but they send them all to us. They don't get to fucking keep them. So if you live in rural China and you want to have chicken for Sunday lunch, you've got to keep that chicken alive. You've got to buy it live, keep it alive till Sunday about 10 a.m. Otherwise you get sick. It's the chicken I feel sorry for. Poor little thing. Thinking these Chinese people are actually all right. I've misjudged them. Back at the market, they brought me back into their home and into their hearts. I'm part of the bloody family. What are we having for lunch? Chicken, but I'm a chicken. Ah, fuck's sake. Are there any anti-vaxxers in? Anyone anti-vax? Who all we got? Not many. Well, fair enough, a lot of them didn't make it. God, where are the anti-vaxxers? Oh, are you anti-vax then? Is that what, oh, what's your name, my friend? What's your name? Dale. Are you one of the conspiracy ones? Not really a conspiracy one. I like the conspiracy. Have you got any conspiracy anti-vaxxers? Oh, there's one there. Look at him. What's your name? What's your name? Lee. Good, Lee. I like the conspiracy ones. You believe the government might be involved in a transnational, supranational cabal. Yeah? Their scheme is to reduce population by releasing a man-made virus into the sort of the air. Yeah. Oh. This is the same government that couldn't cover up a drinks party, yeah, Lee? Same people. The strap, isn't it? There is a strap. It seems unlikely. What do you do, Lee? What's that? Joiner. You're a trainer? Joiner. Well, I'm a leader. Follow me, mate. A joiner, bit of woodwork. Right, well, fucking hell, that's a specialist job. I couldn't do that. I couldn't put up a fucking shelf. I tell dick jokes. We've all got our gifts, right? We all do our bit. But it's a specialist economy. This will interest you, Lee. We've also got people that specialise. All they do all day is vaccines. Stay in your fucking lane, son. Come on, say it. What is it about woodwork that you think gives you an insight into fucking vaccines? Well, you know what, though? Your body, your choice. That's what I genuinely think. And you not taking the vaccine, Lee, for me, that's natural selection. That's Mother Nature having a little spring clean. Do we need more little Lees? No, we fucking don't. I say that, a friend of mine took the vaccine, died the next day. Yeah. Beaten to death by anti-vax cunts. I upset some anti-vax people. There was a joke on the last Netflix special, the one that came out at Christmas, that upset the anti-vaxxers. Of course they're not going to take the vaccine, they're going to take a fucking joke. Look, here's the way I see it. Look, we've all had a shitty 2 years, right? Well, let's focus on the positives. We're out tonight for a laugh, yeah? And there's other positives from COVID-19. Of course there are. There's silver linings. The pensions crisis is over. Hey? There's no more queues at the post office. We used to have a problem with overcrowding in care homes. That problem has been, well, how can I put this? Solved. Is anyone here over 60? Who's over 60? Well, go on, who's? Oh, you're over 60. What's your name, my friend? Bye, Mick. Bye, Mick. It's not me, Mick. I like you. You're on my show, you're having a laugh on a Sunday night. You're great. Sitting down the front. Great, Mick. It's not me. It's Omicron and this prick Lee. I'm going to make a real effort to be funny this year, because for a lot of us, first night out in a proper theatre for 2 years, right? Yeah. I'm also going to make a huge effort to be funny tonight, because it's Mick's last night out. I said I wasn't going to cry. I said I wasn't going to cry, Mick. Donald Trump is 75 years of age, and he's planning on running for office again in 4 years' time. He's going to be 79. Now, I never thought I'd hear myself say this, but come on, prostate cancer. Boris Johnson. I think I can explain Boris Johnson, because I think all of us will be looking at him the last couple of months going, who the fuck put this guy in charge? I think I know what's happened though, Blackpool. Look, we the British people are a competitive people, right? Of course we are. So what's happened is, we've seen the Americans elect Trump, and we've thought, hold my beer. I'll see you're learning disabled and I'll raise you inbred for the win. Prince Andrew. I haven't said anything yet. All he had to do was nothing. And he fucked it up. It must be so embarrassing when you meet new people. What do you do? I don't do anything. I used to do nothing, but they let me go. Prince Andrew's got a lot of time on his hands. Wait, no, that's not time. That's spunk in teenagers' views. Prince Andrew's going to step back from royal duties now and spend more time with his kids. Not other people's kids, his kids. Speaking of stepping back from royal duties, Harry and Meghan have gone off to Los Angeles to lead their best life. What do we think? Yeah. Some woos and some boos, okay. Here's my thing, right? I think we need them. I think Harry and Meghan do a valuable job. It's not immediately apparent what they do. Let me talk you through my logic, Blackpool. Okay, so the Queen dies soon. Well, don't clutch your fucking pearls at that news. She's a 95-year-old woman in the middle of a global pandemic. You wouldn't get odds of her seeing Easter at William Hill. Well, so the Queen dies soon. By the time Charles takes over, he'll be the best part of 75. He dies soon. William, Kate, and those kids forever on a private jet or a helicopter, aren't they? Yeah. We're one light aircraft crash away from King Andrew. Is that what you want? Is it Buckingham Pedo Palace? Think about it, the whole system breaks down if Andrew takes over. Who's getting a knighthood off King Andrew? Just kneel down in front of Andrew. I never wanted a knighthood anyway. The shine's been fairly taken off the title, Sir Jimmy. Jimmy Savile, the only man in human history to have fucked more miners than Thatcher. Since getting married to Prince Harry, Meghan Markle has been subjected to a torrent of racist abuse, but Prince Philip's gone now, safe to come back, I reckon. And Meghan Markle, she's important to our cultural life because she's the first ever mixed ethnicity member of the British royal family. Well, nice. Feels like progress. Obviously, the higher up royals will be very nice about it in public. But I think behind closed doors, they're thinking, fucking hell. One of our grandchildren might be a ginger. They never thought anyone would actually fuck Harry. I'm sure you're all aware of this, Blackpool, but Meghan Markle is a lifelong feminist, which she's demonstrated by marrying the prince and giving up her job. Why aren't you fucking necking, Meghan? People recognise me in the street and say, you look different in real life. I think, well, clearly not that different, you just recognise me. I've had a bit of work done. My face is now like Trigger's broom. Very little of the original still there. Even my iPhone goes, come on mate, put the code in. They say you can't polish a turd, but you can roll it in glitter, can't you? You do your best. The big thing I had done was the hair transplant. So, because it's got transplant in it, it makes it sound like there's a donor, doesn't it? There's no donor. I wasn't sitting by the phone waiting for One Direction to have a motorcycle accident so I could nick a quiff off a corpse. No. What they do, if you have a hair transplant, what they do is they take the hair from around the back, right, where you've got fucking loads of hair, and they take it out and they replant it up the top there where you need it. Right, so it works. The only downside is, you know that sensation you get when the hairs on the back of your neck stand up? Well now if I get that, this bit goes spiky. I'll admit, it's an anti-aging thing. They say you can't avoid death and taxes. I've done my best to dodge both. I'm hoping when the Grim Reaper comes a knocking, he won't recognise me, he'll fuck off. Very much like HMRC, didn't it? Everybody's hung up about something now, aren't they? Everyone's got a silly little thing that they worry. A good example, my girlfriend's incredibly self-conscious about her big, fat, ugly nose. No offence, madam, I didn't know you'd be in. There's now a woman on the front row going, what the fuck? Have I got a massive nose and no one's ever told me? Yeah? What's your name, man? I feel like I'm terribly rude. What's your name? Beth, what do you do, Beth? You're a homeware buyer? I don't know what that means. Maybe a little bit. What's a homeware buyer? You buy tables. I'm not sure that's a job, love. Have you just described a trip to IKEA with the other half? I buy tables. Who do you buy tables for? For a company called Export. Are they based here? Well, that seems fucking wrong, doesn't it? And who are you with? Who's this guy? Oh, what's your name? You're Rick. Hi, Rick. What do you do, Rick? You're a photographer? Right, I've got some terrible news for you. Everyone's got a camera on their phone. We don't need you. You're about as useful as someone buying tables. What kind of photos do you take? What kind of thing? Wedding photography, okay. Not gentleman's special interest, good. Fucking tremendous. And how long have you two been? About 2 months, Christ. Yeah, they might break up during the show, who knows? It's exciting times. How did you meet on the electronic? Of course you fucking did. Well, how lovely. I'll check it with you later. My girlfriend worries I won't find her attractive when she's older. I said to her, you're being silly. I don't care what you look like when you're older. When you're older, you won't be my girlfriend. People are weird about aging. My girlfriend's weird about aging, but aging is just an extraordinary process. I told her, I said, aging is an extraordinary process where you become the person you were always supposed to be. My ex-girlfriend. I want to talk about dementia. Mick, I want to talk about dementia. Come on. Dementia is an incredibly cruel disease. My grandmother doesn't even remember changing her will to leave me everything. My Nana Doris has got dementia, which makes her an easy target for scammers. Like myself, I mean, she's not even my grandma. But luckily, she does not know that. I joke because it helps ease the pain. Last year I lost my father to dementia. I guess we could have stuck around to look for him for longer, but fuck it. My partner's uncle wants to be cremated when he dies, but I don't want to wait. I don't know if you've got the same thing in your families, but for me, it's always the uncle that's the wrong one. For both me and my partner, it's the uncle that's the wrong one. If your uncle, if anyone ever says to you, my uncle is a real character, what they tend to mean is, my uncle is a racist. The phrase I'm happy to say to my elderly uncle nearly every time I see him now is that you can't actually say that anymore. Since the stroke. He would find that funny. Since the stroke, he's not been able to give a straight face. I feel like that decide down there. I think we should just change one sentence in the English language, right? Because it's when anyone, it's always the uncle, but when someone goes, "I'm not racist, but," we should change that phrase. "I'm not racist, but," to, "Would you like to hear something a little bit racist?" That is always what they fucking mean. Here's my big news. Here's what's been happening in my life the last couple of years. I became a father, had a kid. Yeah. Why, thank you. It's a weird thing being congratulated as a man, because really, what did I do? Just fuck the missus. Absolute pleasure raw dogging that. What? Lots of famous people give their kids unusual names and live to regret it. A lot of people think my kid's name is unusual, but then they see his little face and he does just look like an adult. We're having a gender reveal party for our kid, but we're going to wait until it's 21, we want to be sure. With babies, sometimes you can't tell, can you? So you've got to ask, is it a boy or an ugly girl? We had a boy. It's what the Chinese call a keeper. A gender reveal. Isn't that, that's what we used to call flashing, isn't it? That used to be a thing. Any young people that don't know that? You're young, Beth, well, you ever been flashed? No, it's a dying art. We're losing the old ways, aren't we? That's how Mick met his wife. It's like a live-action role-play dick pic. That's the best way I can describe it. They have gender... You've all heard of gender reveal parties, yeah? Yeah, sure, you hear about gender reveal parties, but you never hear about a "are we keeping it" party. 11 weeks into the pregnancy and you've baked a cake. Is it shaped like a baby or a Henry the Hoover? Henry the Hoover can suck my dick. He has. I have 2 kids, couldn't pick a favourite. Little Jimmy and the other one. If your parents told you they didn't have a favourite, all it means is you weren't it. I've got a little... Are there parents in? Are parents of young kids? A little parenting tip for you. Great way to test if a baby's food is too hot. Put a tiny little bit on a spoon, see if they're crying. For years, my partner didn't like us having a nanny, and fair enough, the nanny was very attractive. And at the time, we didn't have kids. My new pet peeve is, because I'm hanging out a lot with, like, obviously the kid is at playgroups and things, you're hanging out with other mums and dads, but it's men, it's other dads saying about saying we're pregnant. Have you heard this? They go, we're pregnant. Are we, mate? What bit are you fucking doing? I prefer to be a bit more direct. You know, the we're pregnant, fuck off. I prefer to say, I cream pied all up in her cunt. Just say to me. That's what happened. That is what happened. My girlfriend wants me to have my sperm frozen, just in case she ever wants to have a jizz-flavoured ice pop. My girlfriend can't have any more children. It's in a contract. We'll stick that in, Gav, that works. I'm an older dad. I'm a little bit older than most dads, I think. I was 48 when I had my first. That's old, right? It's an old dad. I wasn't ready then when I was younger. I'm full of admiration for young men that do it, but I wasn't mature enough. Remember in my late 20s, my girlfriend came to me and said, I'm pregnant. I said, oh my God, can the baby feel me kick? Any mums in? Give us a shout of the mums. Any single mums? Well, hang on, give me a shout from all the mums. Well, here's the news, you're all single mums. All mums are single mums. All mums are doing it on their own. Sure, some of them have got dads there. But really, what are dads doing? Dads are, at best, babysitting their own kids until mum gets back. Now, I realise that is disrespectful to stay-at-home dads, but seriously, what are those pussies going to do? Are there any stay-at-home dads in? Of course not, there aren't. Parents dads are judged differently, aren't they? I mean, that's the thing. Like, to be a good mum, right, what have you got to be? You've got to be nurturing, caring, loving, attentive, as a bare minimum. It's a 24/7, 365, never-ending task being a mum. It's hard. The bar is high. To be a good dad, you just got to not fuck off. Pretty much it, isn't it? Had that conversation, he's a good dad. What do you mean? Still there, ain't he? The mug that says world's best dad should actually just say, still here. Well, look at it from the other perspective, right? What's a bad mum? I'll give you some bad mum, because we're very judgy about mums, some bad mum scenarios, right? Dressing gown on the school run, bad mum. Shop bought cupcakes for the bake sale at school, bad mum. Didn't breastfeed, bad mum. What's a bad dad? Fred West, Joseph Fritzl. Got to kill it or fuck it, haven't you? Being a dad is like being a mum with none of the responsibility. I would recommend it. Do you know it's like being royalty at being a dad? The mum's like the Prime Minister or President, right? They're running shit. The dad is like royalty. We're wheeled out for major occasions and photo opportunities. Cutting a ribbon, cutting a cord, same. Dads are like the co-pilot, right? We're like the co-pilot on a plane, right? So we're there, we take over when mum takes a nap. But takeoff, landing, heaven forfend there's turbulence. If shit gets real, I'm there to wake her up and try not to fuck the stewardess. Mums are like boxers, they're in the ring, they're taking punches, they're bleeding. Dads are like the corner men, right? We're sat on a stool, we're shouting encouragement, I'm squirting shit in her mouth, she's spitting into a bucket. It's fine, we've been together a long time. Well, I'm there to throw in the towel, but first I have to ask Mum where we keep the towels. And try not to fuck the ring card go. Dads. I'm talking about the dads, did you shout dads? You'll relate to this. You ever get asked to do a chore around the house and you do it really badly on purpose, so you never get asked again, yeah? Anyway, long story short, I hate bathing the baby. Well, I'll check on it when I get home. Right. I was worried about becoming a father because I'm quite an edgy comedian, right? I'm quite transgressive, and I was worried becoming a father I'd lose my edge. I'd become schmaltzy and sentimental. But look, I'll tell you a story. I don't tell many real stories on stage, but I'll tell you a story about the day I became a father, right? The day my son was born. So it was really early, right? He was very, very premature, about 35 weeks. So we got rushed to hospital. We had the go bag by the front door. If you're a parent, you'll know. You have a go bag with everything you need for the hospital. You pack it quite early in the pregnancy when you're first-time parents. It's like, my cock wasn't dry. We had the go bag ready. Right? So we get rushed to hospital, 35 weeks, that's early, right? So it's kind of on the cusp of, will his lungs be okay? He was able to breathe, but he was tiny. On the day he was born, he fit in the palm of my hand. This tiny little baby. And he wasn't in an incubator, but he was underneath these kind of heat lamps. And I was, about 5 hours later, when everyone had kind of calmed down, I was dispatched. My first duty as a father was to go and buy baby grows for the preemie baby, because obviously we brought baby grows with us in the go bag for a full-term baby, and that is not what we had. That's what you think you're going to get. That's not what we got. We got a little tiny premature baby. So I had to go and buy the baby grows, and they're like, I mean, they're tiny. There's a special store that deals with them, and they're like doll's clothes. They're like super, kind of heartbreakingly tiny. So when I bought they had 3 in the store, so I bought everything they had. And I went up to the counter, and the lady said, "Do you want the coat hangers?" I said, "It's a bit late for that." I still got it. Thank God. Oh, the relief. It's different when you're a parent. It changes your perspective a little bit. I used to watch an appeal video on TV, like a sick kid in a coma, and I would just switch channels. I'm not that person anymore. Now I see an appeal video with a sick kid in a coma, and I think, oh, at least yours is sleeping. I've not had a fucking wink. Are there married people in? Who's married? Oh, lots of married people. Yeah, I mean, I'm not married myself, and I think it's a wonderful institution. Great way to give half your shit to someone you used to love. Is anyone here engaged to be married? There's a big woo there. Is it a recent one? Who woo? Go on. Where are you? Lady that wooed. Oh, there. Hello. So what was the engagement? What was the proposal like? Was it a working class one or a middle class one? I'll give you the scenario. So the middle class proposal is your classic cliche. The man goes down on one knee, he has the ring in the box, he opens the ring box, the diamond shimmers, he places it on her finger, looks her in the eyes and says, "Will you make me the happiest man in the world?" He says yes. And then she texts everyone she's ever met. It's a cliche, but it's a cliche because it works. That's the middle class one. A working class proposal, subtly different really. It's where the woman pisses on a stick. We're getting married. It says we're getting married. Which one was it? A bit of both. You'd already had a baby. That's the working class one, yeah. That's fine, we're in Blackpool, no one was expecting anything else. No offence to the fine city of Blackpool, but face fucking facts, people. This is a town where it's considered posh if your baby's tattoos are spelt correctly. I think you know you're getting old when you walk into a room and think, what did I come in here for again? And I think you know your relationship is getting old when you're having sex with your partner and you find yourself thinking, what did I come in here for again? I don't really understand mother-in-law jokes. I've really got mother-in-law jokes because your mother-in-law, when you think about what's your mother-in-law, it's Christmas future, isn't it? Wow, that's a fucking dark moment for the audience. They go, oh yeah. Well, you've been dating a couple of months. Have you met her mum? You've met her mum? Okay. Well, if you picture her mum, if you can't imagine yourself hanging out the back of it, then I don't think this relationship has a future. So here's my question to you. I hate to put you on the spot. You know I do, Rick, but would you fuck her mum? There's a wrong and a right answer here. There's a wrong and a right answer. Where are you going to go with, Rick? What do you think? You say no? It's the wrong answer. So you're saying there's a time limit on your love for this woman, right? You're saying at some point, 5, 10, 20 years, whatever it is, at some point you look at her and you think, oh no, I'll be thumbing in a softie. It's the wrong answer. My girlfriend's mum says I'm crass, dismissive and sexist. But seriously, fuck that busy bitch. Did any couples here meet at work? Who met at work? You met at work? What do you guys do? Yeah, what do you do? A building inspector. And was she working in the office? What was... She was what? She was an accountant, and you were there, and you went, yeah. I'll show you something about double entry. This is fucking great, because we only ever read in the papers about the sexual harassment in the workplace that goes badly. But this guy was at the office party, honking her tits and grabbing her pussy, and she liked it, and it worked out. This is beautiful. Porn mags. You don't come across those anymore. There's men in here too young to even get that fucking reference. There's the boys there in the 5th row. What age are you, man? 17? You ever not gone out to a magazine? No, you don't know you're fucking born, do you? Right. Who's driving? Who's driving here? Dad, right, Dad. You need to stop by a garage on the way home. Your boy, right, this is fucking rites of passage. He's going to nip in and buy a magazine. Hard to tell you what to buy. Razzle men only. I don't know what they print these days, but something off the top shelf. Find something you like the look of. Right, get the magazine, knock yourself out, find a page you like, finish, and then don't ask us why, don't ask me, don't ask your dad. We don't know why, but it's part of it. It's tradition. You're going to leave that magazine in a hedge. When I masturbate, I always put my pinky up so it looks like a posh lady is fingering my arsehole. I like to add a frisson of excitement to masturbation by withholding consent. There's a sub-genre of pornography called POV porn, point of view porn. So it's shot from the man's perspective, so you see what the man sees when he's having sex with a lovely lady in the pornographic film. I'm going to make POV porn, but I'm going to make it from the perspective of the woman. It's going to be really easy to shoot as well. It's just a close-up of a pillow and a headboard. An occasional shot of some dude's feet. Well, people say men are more visual than women. I'm not sure we are. I think we just have a better view. Don't we? Yeah, well, there's a bit of reverse cowgirl action going on. We're thinking her arse looks amazing. She's thinking, he needs to clip his toenails. They talk about porn addiction now, talk about people watching too much porn, but they never define what a porn addiction is. They never say how much porn is too much porn. I think you know you have a problem with pornography if you're watching it after you've come. I just want to see what happens. Are they going to get together? She really seems to like him. And all of his friends. Oh no, they've left her looking like a plasterer's radio. Do any couples here, admit it if it's true, do any couples here watch porn together? Oh, you we tried it, did not work out. We've just got very different tastes. She likes stuff with proper sort of narrative and story, and I like stuff with animals. I was watching Gaping Anuses 3. Don't worry if you've not seen 1 and 2, the joke still works. I was watching Gaping Anuses 3, Planet of the Gapes, and Sure, I enjoyed it, but there's some pretty big holes in the plot. What age are you, the 17-year-old guy? You're 17. What's your name, man? What's your name? Ethan. Okay. Are there other guys that are like teenagers and in their 20s give us a shout? Okay, this is for all of you, but I'll direct it at Ethan because I can fucking see him, and he seems like a victim. No. I'll direct it at you because I'm looking right at you. Okay, so we're gonna have the talk. This is why your father brought you here this evening. We're gonna have the fucking talk. There's a bit of your education that's missing. We're gonna fucking address. This is the educational part of the show. Okay, so we're gonna talk about sex and consent. There's been some exciting developments in dating, Ethan. Consent has become very popular. Consent is the new finger blasting. 2 in the pink, 1 in the sting, that's how that works. So you're only 17, 2 in the goo, 1 in the poo, there, fine. So here's what you need to know about consent. Consent is, it's a one-use deal, right? So a yes in response to may I kiss you, Ethan, does not give you blanket cover for the evening. You can't assume after getting a thumbs up on the kiss, oh, well, I assumed the fucking and the anal and the facial. No. One consent, one thing. It's like a condom, one use. Sure, women will tell you they care about the environment, but you should see their faces when you rinse out a condom. It's an old joke of mine, I thought I'd recycle it. Well, I'll ask the grown men in the room. All the grown men respond to this. Okay, who thinks it ruins the romance to ask for consent at every stage of a sexual encounter? You may be rapists. There's a very real chance. Back to you, there's hope for you, Ethan. Okay. Did you know, Ethan, there's stages of consent? No. Good that we're having this talk. Okay, so there's consent to fuck. That's your headline event. That's the big one, consent to fuck. But there's also consent to get your dick out. When's a good time to get your dick out, Ethan? Let's gamify this. Let's make it fun. We're laughing and we're learning. I'm going to give you some scenarios. Just answer it honestly, Ethan. Just answer honestly. There's no need for you to be hilarious here. Dad, phone away. This is a chat you should have fucking had. You're a disgrace. Okay. You're on a date with a lady, Ethan. You're on a date with a lady. You're picking her up, right? So early on, you ring the doorbell, ding dong. She answers, ding dong. What do you think, Ethan? Too early? Too early. Don't get your dick out. Great. This guy's doing brilliantly so far. Okay. You're having dinner with a girl, right? You're eating, you're laughing, you're joking, you're having fun. You say, hey, enjoy dessert, but leave room for this sweet dick. What do you think? Too soon? What's it? It's too early. It is too early. You're right, Ethan. This guy's great. Okay, you're back at her house, you're on the sofa, no one's in, you're making out, you're kissing, you've got a top off. Yeah? She's wetter than a submarine with a screen door. It's like a fucking otter's pocket down there, Ethan. What do you think? Good time to get your dick out? No, Ethan, no! No! Not a good time to get your dick out, Ethan. No! You're a dirty boy. No! Don't get your dick out. Here's what I think, Ethan. Don't get your dick out. Never get your dick out. Never, ever get your dick out. Write it down. Never, look at me. Never get your dick out. Don't get your dick out. Dirty boy, don't get your dick out. Don't get your dick out. Ethan, no, don't get your dick out. Let her get your dick out. Where you fucking going? You're gone. It's just got to be her call. You won't have to wait long. She'll get bored talking to you in 20 minutes. Oh, go on then, Ethan. It's not going to suck itself, is it? Well, while we're talking, why don't we talk about enthusiastic consent? Are you all familiar with the term enthusiastic consent? Good that we're having a chat. Okay, enthusiastic consent, Ethan, that's what you're looking for these days. It makes it sound like enthusiastic consent, she's got to dress as a cheerleader with the pom-poms and make a banner saying, fuck me. That would be great, not necessary. All it means is, what she says has to match her body language, right? It's got to match up. So no always means no. You know that, don't you, Ethan? Good boy. But yes doesn't always mean yes. Don't take yes for an answer, right? If she says yes, but through gritted teeth like she's in a fucking horror movie, don't fuck her, Ethan. If she says yes, but she's tensing, like you're about to punch her in the stomach, don't fuck her. A great rule of thumb for you, Ethan, if she's stiffer than your dick, don't fuck her. Whilst we're talking about this, why don't we talk about being coercive, right? So I'm going to ask a scenario for all the men in the room. Let's say you ask a woman for anal sex 30 times. She says no 30 times. You ask her for a 31st time, and she relents, she gives in, she says yes. Is that consent? No, it fucking isn't. Also, stop asking women for anal sex. A woman will tell you if she wants anal sex. I mean, she won't say those words exactly, I want anal sex, but she'll put a towel down and you'll know. It's amazing to me that men have difficulty with consent because there's no stage in our lives where we don't have to ask permission. It's just what we want changes. It goes from ice cream to pussy back to ice cream. Sometimes over the course of a single evening. The problem with teenage boys, and you seem like a very nice guy, Ethan, but the problem is you've got no after-sales service at 17. After-sales is a very important part of sex. There's the consent, the sex, then the after-sales. They're all important. Well, you can't just wipe your dick on the curtains and fuck off afterwards. No. Those days are gone, my friend. So I offer the full package. The post-coital cuddle, that's important. The next day, phone call, text, that's important. Flowers and chocolates, if budget allows. The polite, a gentleman never tells. What's your post-coital ritual? Smell my finger? Oh, yeah. I feel like I've given this guy a pretty hard time. Let's have a round of applause for Ethan. He seems like nice. He's been shouted at. Good on you, Ethan. My girlfriend likes to be tied up, but it turns out really scared of railway tracks. This might be a bit of an overshare, but I like this. You know the peephole bras and the crotchless panties? Yeah, but if the girl's not into it, I'll take them off. When having sex, I tend to come, but my girlfriend doesn't always, and that's because I'm not always fucking my girlfriend. Some women don't like giving blowjobs. There'll be girls in here this evening that just aren't into it. We call them lesbians. Size matters, right, ladies? Yeah, but not as much as smell. Give it a rinse in the sink, he can be a gentleman. I like it when the girl puts the condom on you, but I was asked to leave the pharmacy. I used to date a girl who was, she was incredible in bed. She could suck the bend out of a river, but it was so loud. When she came, it sounded like a monkey on fire biting the nuts off a pig. I don't like having sex outdoors, but that is where women walk at night. My girlfriend's on the pill, and that pill is Rohypnol. I hate it when you go on a date and the person looks nothing like their profile photo. She said she was a 15-year-old girl. Not a middle-aged policeman. I'll be honest, the sex was disappointing. He took down my particulars and they came quietly. Oh, well, look, the first half of the show is it's family fun. But after the break, there's some quite fucking punchy stuff in there. So get yourself different. The other thing is, the second half, if you follow me, is all about you. It's as good as you are, because it's about the messages I get texted. So if you've got birthdays, anniversaries, anything going on in your lives, favourite jokes is my favourite thing. Whatever you think's funny, or would be funny to everyone, get involved. Pictures, whatever you want to fucking send me, send me. We'll deal with those in 20 minutes when you're back from the interval. See you then! I've had a special request this evening from a lady in a wheelchair, but I'm going to ignore it and continue with the show. My rule is never text whilst driving, because you never know when you're going to message someone when you're drunk. When my girlfriend found out I'd been drunk driving, she hit the roof. I was in an airport and the tannoy announcement said, if you see something that doesn't look right, talk to a member of staff. So I reported a man in his 50s with an earring. I was on a plane and the guy sat next to me and said, "Where are you off to, mate?" I said, "I'm on the same plane as you, genius." Have you ever had that? You ever got sat next to the chatty person on a flight? It's the worst, isn't it, when they try and start a little bullshit conversation? My chest and getting shin pains, ma'am. How? Cut up. You can't take children away during term time. And even in the school holidays, you need their parents' permission. I got washed out to sea once on a... I got washed out to sea on a lilo once. The Coast Guard found me clinging to a buoy. It was fine, but the boy needed counselling. I swam with dolphins. Turns out it's just called a blowhole. They're not into it. All cocaine is cut with laxatives. So really, it should be called Diet Coke. Pepsi. You're familiar with Pepsi, yes? Pepsi should be called... Is Pepsi alright? No one's ever ordered a Pepsi, have they? What happens? You order a Coke and you make do. Can I have a Coke? Is Pepsi alright? Well, I think you fucking know it isn't. But yeah, go on. I'll have a Jack Daniels and Pepsi like a cunt. I should probably talk a little bit about my tax affairs. I think if you came to see me live, I didn't mention tax. You might feel a bit shortchanged. Well, would you like to know, Blackpool, how much money I saved in tax? Yeah. No, I'll tell you, I'll give you an exact figure. Fuck all. Despite quite a lot of effort on my part. Genuinely, it couldn't have gone any fucking worse for me. I'm the only person in this room that would have been better off financially taking advice from a Nigerian general over email. I love my birthday, because on my birthday, I get a blowjob. I can't believe they still do that at TFI Friday. Someone asked me, where would you like to be buried? I said, balls deep in your mum. I'm allergic to latex, so my dentist has to wear special condoms. Here's some advice. If you get annoyed with people stealing the wheelie bin from outside your house, yeah, annoying, just paint the word pedo on it. I didn't even have to paint mine. Yeah. One of the neighbourhood kids did it for me. Good looking kid. At school, my partner was head girl. Not an official title, and that's what they called her. Look, we've all lied to women before, right? It's not you, it's me, it's you. I promise I'll pull out before I come. I won't. If you do what I want, I'll let you go. My cat got sick and needed an operation that was super expensive, so I guess what I'm saying is, I haven't got a cat. People worry about global warming. You've seen the Extinction Rebellion people on the news? I look at them and think, come on, it's not the end of the world. No, global warming is like my niece, it's getting hotter every year. I've got a hot niece, fucking sue me. I read, at the rate we're going at the moment, if we keep on living the way we've been living, in 5 years' time, the island of Navassa off the east coast of South America will be completely submerged. Now, I think I speak on behalf of everyone in Blackpool when I say, never heard of it, couldn't give a fuck. Climate change has caused catastrophic flooding in Germany last year, which is not all bad news, is it? They reckon in 20 years' time, bits of Cornwall could be underwater. Finally, they get some use out of those webbed fingers. Is anyone here from Cornwall? There's one. I'm not having a go, it's just Cornwall. I don't know if you spent much time down there. The gene pool could use a little chlorine. There's people down there with just the one set of grandparents. Family trees like fucking broom handles. Couples that didn't meet on Tinder, they met on Ancestry.com. Before I spent time down there, I'd never heard the phrase siblings with benefits. I do my bit for the environment, but it's hard not to be cynical, isn't it? It's hard. You know, is there a recycling centre in Blackpool? Is it where the tip used to be? I rest my case, it's bullshit. They say if you're thinking about learning how to juggle, you should do it in front of a mirror, so you can see what a cunt you look. Does anyone here play golf? No? I don't play golf, because I'm actually quite happy at home. Interesting fact about golf? I've got nothing. I'll tell you what I'm doing now, this is how metrosexual and North London I am. I've started doing a bit of yoga. Does anyone else do yoga? I'm doing a bit of yoga, I'm quite liking it. I found out, well, you know namaste, the thing they say at the end, they go namaste. I found out what it means. It's an old Sanskrit word. It means you've had a lovely stretch and a little fart. See you same time next week. I wonder what my ex-girlfriends would say about me. Of course, we need a Ouija board. Ouija boards, basically Scrabble for goths. I don't really see goths anymore, where the fuck are they? With the flashes, presumably, somewhere, living up. In the Middle Ages, they used to burn witches. People think that's mental, because there's no such thing as witches, but that could just be because we burn all the witches. If you show a fortune teller the palm of your hand, they can tell just from looking at it that you're gullible. I used to share a house with a woman who swore a ghost was having sex with her in her dreams. I thought, Jesus Christ. From now, I've got to mash 2 pills into her food. My first girlfriend struggled with bulimia. We talked and talked and talked about it, but she just would not give it a go. No jokes about bulimia, it makes me sick. My current girlfriend is anorexic, or at least she could be. She learns some self-discipline. I've actually written a diet book. It's called Two Fingers for Dessert. I've got a friend who's a gluten-free vegan. There's a name for it. Hungry. Phones. Simple. Phones have done so much for us, our mobile phones. Also, they've robbed me. My iPhone has robbed me of my capacity to concentrate. Good example, right? Last week, I had to do a simple bit of mental arithmetic. I should have been able to do it in my head. Rachel Wiley was not on standby to help me. I fucking couldn't. So I had to open the calculator app on the phone. Before I'd even got to that, I checked my emails, updated my Instagram, and hit a cyclist. I hate the way phones are secretly listening to our conversations. Have you become aware of this? Right, so you chat to a friend about the good old days, and then for the next 2 weeks you're bombarded with adverts for anal beads and butt plugs. Knife crime, huge problem. What could be done? Well, simple solution, guns. There's no knife crime in America, is there? In America, the people most likely to commit gun crime are poor, uneducated white men, or as I like to call them, the police. Americans are British people. Are there any Americans in? There's some there. Where are you from? New York and where? Then you've got America. Okay. The New York one. You must have noticed this. We use the same language but in a very different way. There's little subtle things. So we say pavement, you say sidewalk, we say trousers, you say pants, we say, I'm an alarm, don't shoot, you say, oops. You'd hardly notice it. In America, 15 billion bullets are produced every year. 15 billion! That's enough to shoot everyone on Earth twice. Or Piers Morgan 15 billion times. My preferred option. I hate to name drop, but Piers Morgan is actually a close personal cunt. I've got a friend who's a recovering alcoholic, and he told me his rock bottom story. He said he was on like a 4-day drinking bender. He wakes up, right, next to this woman, sits bolt upright, looks at the clock, it says 4 a.m. He goes, I've got to get home to the wife. And the woman goes, but I am your wife. I had a friend very clearly depressed. He said, I'd rather kill myself than take antidepressants. I said, yep, those are the options. And see, some antidepressants cause erectile dysfunction, so suddenly nothing's looking up. My ex-girlfriend was highly strung. Oh, I say that, she hanged herself. Really? That's the one that pushed it? Okay, all right. Listen. I'm very empathetic when it comes to mental health problems. We've all suffered at some point. Depression, anxiety, maybe something more serious. All I'm saying is, we've got to draw a line. We can't call everyone with mental health problems brave. Some people are just fucking nutters. Oh, he was so brave. He faced up to who he really was and lived his authentic life. And if we'd been more supportive as a community, he could have reached his full potential and murdered twice as many women with a hammer. Poor, brave Peter Sutcliffe. Sorry, you think that's an old reference. Peter Sutcliffe was basically in the 80s. He was a big hit with the ladies. My girlfriend is an outspoken feminist, which I think is absolutely adorable. Wow, she calls herself a feminist, but I think she's actually quite attractive. There's a lot of sexism in comedy, and it's crazy. Women can be just as funny as men, and at a fraction of the cost. Well, look, that's where the rubber hits the road, right? That's real sexism, is the gender pay gap. And it's going on in our country, right? In lots of different jobs. A man and a woman doing the same job, a woman is likely, statistically, to earn 20% less than a man. That's fucking crazy. Think about it. It's more expensive just being a woman. There's sanitary products, beauty stuff, not to mention all the car accidents when the course that adds up. I heard an actress interviewed recently on television. She said, as I've got older, the parts have dried up. I thought that's a bit of an overshare. Maybe try lube or Aussie charm. Are you all familiar with the phrase Aussie charm? Just means one of those. Everything's got a name, that's Australian charm. Yeah, love, what's that? You're not in the mood? Easy fix. You look annoyed. Did you think he'd invented that? He did not invent that. That's like a one line. I think cleavage is really sexy, but my girlfriend says it's inappropriate and I should buy jeans that fit. Some women aren't interested in looking good and fashion and makeup, and we call them... Actually, we don't call them. Well, there are some beautiful ladies in Blackpool this evening, and some others. Well, this is my fault. We've got fat models now, haven't we? We have. Big, fat, chunky monkey wobble slobs. We have. Women you would look at and think that's a two-man job. It's progress, people. Get involved. Big fat baddies modelling stuff now. Well, here's my question. We've broken through that frontier, which is a good thing. And what's the next frontier? I think I know what it is. Ugly. Because all the models, no matter what size they are, they could be size 0, they could be fucking massive, could be a danger to shipping, but they're all... They're a danger to shipping, that's funny, yeah? No, until I say it. They're all beautiful, right? Great bone structure, perfect skin, gorgeous. I think the next frontier is ugly. I want to see a model on a billboard with a face only a mother could love. Like 40 foot, a face that looked like it caught fire and they put it out with a shovel. Proper ditch pigs as models. What I'm saying is, your mum could be a model. Yeah, sorry, I feel like I've been very rude to you. What's your name, sir? Craig. Okay, Craig, it's the guy I'm looking right at. There could be no confusion here. He's not Russell Howard. One of my eyes is not nipped down for chips. I'm just saying. Well, Craig, I feel like I'm giving you a hard time. What do you do, mate? You sell cars? So do I, in a manner of speaking. Not that funny, it's fucking quick, innit? Well, let's give me a hard time, Craig. Let's have some fun. Let's work out your porn star name. You know your porn star name? Okay, so first pet you ever had, street you grew up on. So mine would be Sooty Melbourne. What was yours? Dog what? Dog Bastard. Your first dog was called Dog. What? The fuck are you talking about? Craig, are you learning disabled? How are you not following? The fuck are you? You had a dog called Dog? What was the dog called? Wait, what did you think Sooty was? A weird creature you've never heard of and you fucking went with that. Let's try something else. Okay, so just loud and... Come on, you can do this, right? Let's work out your hooker name. What's your hooker name? Okay, so this is... well, I'll work it out for you. What's your surname? What's your... Bouth. Bounce? Belt. Is that a real fucking surname? Okay, Belt. Right, what's your mum's first name? Lisa Belt, that's your porn name. Sorry, your hooker name. Lisa Belt, a famous local prostitute. Lisa Belt sounds very dominatrix, doesn't it, Lisa Belt? I'm going to try some new tricks. Let's see if any of these fucking work. I mean, testing, some of these will be shit, who knows? Take the Pepsi challenge. I recently told a joke and some people didn't like it. But you can never apologise for a joke. So the next time I tell a joke that upsets people, here's what I'm planning on doing. I'm going to say, I'm sorry. And the people that are offended are going to go, you don't really mean that apology. And I'll say, so you're saying I can say something and not mean it. Now you're getting it. I didn't mean the fucking joke either. Obviously buying a puppy is fun, but it's also a great way to teach your kids about death and canals. In society, you can either have no bullying and a bunch of children celebrating their curves, or you can have bullies and way fewer deaths from diabetes. People say you can't fat shame kids. Sure, fat shaming kids is bad, but it's not as bad as type 2 diabetes. Fat shaming never took anyone's foot. Pretty funny. There isn't enough sex education, especially for boys. Ethan, did you know, for example, women can come? My girlfriend is capable of having multiple orgasms. She had 3 last year. The internet can ruin your life. Look at child porn, for example. I know that kind of works. Okay. What was the last film that made you cry? Mine was Anal Adventures 3. Although I was a total professional and managed to hold it together until we finished filming. There's 8 billion people in the world now. It's crazy. When I was a kid, it was like 5 billion. You knew everyone. No, not a joke. It used to be a boy would go to his father and say, I'm gay, and his dad would say, you're no son of mine. Terrible. But the world's changed. Now a boy goes to his father and says, I'm trans, and his dad says, you're no son of mine, and everyone's happy. My girlfriend is really something else. It's more of a fuck buddy, really. No, not so much. Beauty fades, brains remain. My grandmother told me that. Of course, she died from Alzheimer's. Bit mild, but yeah, maybe. Should I talk? Well, I should briefly talk about Ukraine. It's fucking. You're watching the news, right? I just want to fast forward to the bit where Putin kills himself in a fucking bunker. I'm not sure. I mean, you've got to fucking admire them, haven't you, Ukrainians? They're outgunned. What's right? Fuck Putin is right. I mean, fucking hell, they're scrappy, though, the Ukrainians. They might just fucking do this. You know, the president, right? The president used to be a stand-up comic, right? So President Biden phones him on like day 1 and goes, well, airlift you to safety. And he goes, I don't need a ride, I need more bullets. Alright, fucking brilliant. You know they changed, you know the big electric signs over the motorways? You know the big gantry signs they've got? So the ones going into Kyiv now say, fuck off Russians. Their official policy. You saw the old woman, right, that handed the soldier the sunflowers? You see that? And went, when you die, flowers will grow. Fucking stone cold. Unbelievable. And what have we done? We've responded with some sanctions? I mean, maybe that'll work, but I noticed when Hitler rolled the tanks into Poland, we didn't give them a fucking parking ticket, did we? Sorry mate, you can't park there, we fucking did something. For the first 10 days of the sanctions, we didn't include oil and gas. That's all we fucking buy from Russia. How much you spend in Blackpool on a weekly basis, roughly, on caviar and dolls that go inside other dolls? There's only so much you can spend on traffic sex workers, and I know. But we have banned Russia from we banned Russia from Eurovision. That should do it. You saw Sainsbury's change the name of Chicken Kiev to Chicken Kiev. Soon as Putin hears. The good news is it looks like Chernobyl's getting a second season. Right, we'll do some offensive stuff. I was in a restaurant and on the menu it said no trans fats. I thought, really? They should serve anyone. This joke might get me cancelled just because of the sensitivities at the moment in the world, but you know, worth it. Transgender people aren't what they used to be. It's pretty simple. The trans and the non-binary thing is pretty simple. Basically, non-binary people, that's the pronouns, right? So the pronouns are changing. Some people are finding it difficult. I think it's pretty easy. The pronouns, it's just changed. It's slightly more complicated now. So to catch you up, if you're not aware, the pronouns now, they can be a little bit confusing. It's he, she, they, them, it, gross, what is that? Pretty simple. Non-binary people don't want to be called him or her, so it really is us against them. They won't like that. That's fine, isn't it? Non-binary people don't want to be called him or her. I asked what's the matter with it. It was livid. It's not that complicated, is it? Just call people what they want to be fucking called. It's easy. Here's how I think we're going to... Alright, here's my question. All the women in the room, just respond. Who teaches you the towel thing? You know when you come out of the shower, you can make a perfect turban? You get taught that at school? Do they tell you to one side? Well, that's just innate in you, yeah? It's just in you. That's how we're going to sort the whole trans thing. If you have body dysmorphia, we're going to pop you in a shower. When you come out, we're going to throw you a towel. We're going to see how you do. If you make a perfect turban, the ladies' changing room is this way. If you floss yourself, we have a couple more questions. Any gay people in or am I gay people? There's a gay hair there. This will blow you, if you don't know this will blow your mind. Homosexuality was classified as a mental illness in this country until 1979. That's fucking mental, isn't it? An illness. Does that mean you can phone in sick? I'm sorry, boss, I can't make it into that. Yeah. No, I can't stop thinking about dicks and balls and bums, yeah. No, it's probably just a 24-hour thing. No, I'll walk it off. Yeah, in the park. Won't be taking anything. Stop at you. Fucking crazy, right? Homosexuality was classified as a mental illness until 1979. I don't know what changed in 1980. They found a cure for being gay. I'm sugarcoating that. AIDS started. Well, there's some real fucking homophobia, isn't it? How long did it take us for the vaccine for the COVID that affects the heterosexual people? Less than a year. AIDS started in 1980, and the vaccine only came out in, still fucking hasn't. Homosexuality was a mental illness till 1979, or classified as one. That weirdly gives me hope. That makes me think everything's going to be okay with trans and non-binary. It's just going to take us a while, because as a society, we're a bit slow. Collectively, we're fucking idiots. We're the society that didn't know George Michael was gay in the 80s. He's in a band called Wham with his BFF Andrew, and we collectively thought, oh, I bet those two are crushing that pussy, aren't they? Wow. We didn't know Freddie Mercury was gay in the 70s, and his band was called Queen. They say 1 man in 10 is gay, but surely 1 man in just 1 man is pretty gay. I'm not gay, I've never had a gay experience. It's not gay if you beat them up afterwards, is it? Is it? You lied to me, Ethan. Alright. I keep on getting mistaken for Alan Carr, late at night in parks. So no, Alan's the gay one, I'm just helping out because you're a man. Now, I've never put my pyjamas on the wrong way, but it's an expression. Being gay is better than being straight, I think, and I've got a logic on this because look at the transfer window, right? It only goes one way. I've got friends, 3 friends, in their 30s and 40s, with wives, girlfriends, kids, that basically said one day, that's it, I am what I am, I'm gay and I'm proud, I'm off to catch a dick. You've got to admire that, right? It's a big fucking step. God love them. Hope they do great. I've never seen it the other way. I've never once heard of a gay guy go, do you know what? I've had enough of all this fun and freedom. I need a woman. Only 15% of rapes are ever reported. And only 2% of those ever lead to a conviction. Now, I'm not advocating rape, but I like those odds. All I'm saying is, if rape was a horse, you'd have a 10 on it. Well, this is really directed at the men in the room, because we live in different worlds. Men and women live in different worlds, right? Because it's not the same. Like, here's what men worry about. Men worry about going to court, getting sent to jail, going to prison, getting raped in the prison showers. Gentlemen, that's how women feel about walking home from the pub. One of my friends said to me, she said, you'll never know what it's like to walk home through a park and worry you might be involved in a sexual assault. See, I can't resist a joke, so I said, I do in the morning. Here's my point. It's a good point, I think. Date rape. We've got to stop using the term date rape. I think we should call it what it is, rape. When we say date, it makes it sound like the date bit should make a difference. Oh, you got raped, but, you know, took the Pizza Express first. When you use the phrase date rape, it's like going, oh, so you got raped, but other than that, how was the movie? In other cultures, they don't have the phrase date rape. In France, they've got no equivalent phrase that means date rape. They just call it a date. Look, I'll make my point. I'll use an analogy just in case anyone's hard of thinking. Right? The boy that cried wolf. You're familiar with the story? What people forget about the boy that cried wolf is killed by a wolf. Here's how it went down. I'm worried about wolves. There's no wolf. I'm worried about wolves. There's no wolf. I'm worried about wolves. Killed by a wolf. How lacking in compassion were those villagers? Right? That boy was a bullshitter. The boy that just got eaten by a wolf. Yeah, he kept on going on about wolves. Well, he had a fucking point, mate. Now, women have been crying rape for a generation. I'm starting to think we collectively, the men in the room, all the men, we're the dumb fuck villagers. We need to listen up and fucking smarten up. That's the end of that bit. My girlfriend's very, I'd say, politically correct. I think it's probably the right. She's not woke, she's not a dick about it, but she'll often correct me if I get shit wrong. So, good example, the other week my phone wasn't working, kind of on the fritz when I did the update on the Apple phone, and she was like, I said my phone's being gay. She said, you can't say that. I said my phone's being a cunt. She said, you can't say that. I said my phone refuses to work. Like people on benefits. Because the things you can't say anymore. You can't say tooth fairy anymore, it's now tooth homosexual. Can't say fruit bat, it's now LGBTQ plus bat. Certain terms just fall out of favour. You can't say Siamese twins anymore, it's now, you would say, conjoined freaks. Do you think Siamese twins buy each other gifts? Oh, a lovely surprise. Are you sure it's for me? It's just a scarf and we literally share a fucking neck. Michael Jackson, R. Kelly, Gary Glitter. There's an undeniable correlation between writing pop bangers and fucking kids. Come on, BTS, give it a go. In Mexico, this is true, in Mexico the age of consent is 12. 12! That means at some point in the Mexican court of law, a bloke has gone, She looked 12 to me. Fucking hell. Paedophiles find it hard to fit in. No, because of the children's tiny genitals. When you're young, paedophiles are just something to fucking laugh at, just weirdos. But then you grow up and have your own kids with their own unique personalities and difficulties and quirks, and it suddenly fucking hits you. What the fuck do pedos see in these little cunts? I can do a brilliant Michael Jackson impersonation. Would you like to see it? Yeah. Okay, I just need a young volunteer to keep a secret. Come on, baby. Come back. Come on. Why are you getting up? Why are you getting up? I only had to ask 3 times. Ethan, this is a teachable moment. If a grown man beckons you forward as he undoes his flies, this is some fucking stranger danger, son. Although you have to admire this kid's dedication to a Sunday night out. As a young man has just thought to himself, alright, bit of the show where I sucked him off, is it? Fucking legend, Ethan. It was not a good time to get my dick out, was it? There's very nearly a practical element to your sexual education. Everyone loved Michael Jackson when I was a kid. He was the coolest guy in the world, bar none. And really the high point of Michael Jackson's cool was he did a moonwalk in '83 live at the Grammys. People lost their fucking minds at how cool this kid was. And the moonwalk was no more than it was that. I realise I'm not nailing that, but that was the fucking gist of the thing. It was the coolest shit we'd ever fucking seen. Of course, we didn't realise at the time it had been developed for sneaking in and out of children's bedrooms. We had no idea. It's so obvious now. I mean, I've never fucked a kid. I nearly did just say tonight, but I've never fucked a kid. But if I did fuck a kid, I think I know how I'd leave the room. Do you remember the incident in the 90s where Michael Jackson, he was on tour in Germany, at the whole top floor of a hotel, he held the baby out the window, over the balcony rather, and he shook the baby. Mental. You can't get cum off a baby like that. Well, somewhat ironically, that has really separated the men from the boys, isn't it? Well, that's not the end of our time together, but that's the end of my bit of the show. What do you think? Are you happy? Oh, good. Thanks for coming out. Means a lot. It's now your part of the show. So I get text things all the time, some fucking funny shit. I don't have a monopoly on a sense of humour. We're all in the room together because we kind of share a dark sense of humour. So some messages, join in as much as you fucking like from here on in. Let's have a look what we got. Are you Benson in the new Toy Story film? The annoying thing about that is I can really fucking see it. I really can. For fuck's sake. I do look a bit like Geppetto made me and I got my wish to be a real boy, so I get it. My blonde 19-year-old next door neighbour has just asked me if I know anything about missing items from her clothesline. I nearly shit her knickers. Fun. I spent an hour on my wife's grave today. Bless her. She thinks I'm digging a pond. Nick? Please can you have a big shout out for Chris Hamilton, big 50th yesterday. Had a lovely weekend. That was just top it off nicely. Tony. Where's Chris? Where are you, Chris? Where's our Chris? He's 50. Where are you, mate? Where is he? What? Hello? What? You've either had a stroke or you're from Newcastle. Sometimes very difficult to tell, isn't it? Oh Christ, he might have had limited oxygen at some point, or jewelry. No. Well, happy birthday. What do you do with yourself, mate? What, sorry? Fuck all. It's for the best, you don't really fuck it up. Well, very nice to have you here. Thanks. So, is it a weekend away in Blackpool? Fucking having a phone conversation with Australia. What the fuck is this? I know you're sitting at the back, but there's a fucking time delay that seems off. Chris, what do you do for a living, my friend? Fuck you! You're saying you're a male prostitute. Okay. He's having a lovely time. Can I just say to the person with Chris, I really admire what you people do. Just, you know, gives the family a bit of time off, doesn't it, when you take them out? That's nice. Big hearts. What else we got? I walked in on my wife shagging her personal trainer. I thought this isn't working out. Fun. If animals don't want to be eaten, why are they made out of food? Someone's talking sense, aren't they? Eh? I'm 51 and my girlfriend is 23. Right. We went out for dinner last night and people kept calling me a paedophile. Wow. It really ruined our 10th anniversary. It's a Roman, but it's a funny Roman, so let's let it go. Can we please congratulate Stacey on her pending divorce? Where's Stacey? Where are you, Stacey? Up here. Hello, Stacey. There's some interest in having a go on, Stacey. Stacey, where are you? You don't sound like a Stacey. I don't want to be... Is it like Stacey Keach you do with a weird name? Where's Stacey? Yes, I know there are two men up there. I'm looking for a Stacey. Fucking old... I can see why she's leaving you. I'm sure Stacey's made the right decision. I'm Stacey. This is not your Spartacus moment, mate. I don't know. I'll fucking divorce him too. Okay. What else we got? Did you know that pigeons die when they have sex? Well, the one that I fucked in. Dirty boy, Ethan. Will my husband still love my foof after having a baby? Well, who's having a baby? Think you're just a fat cunt, sir? You're having a baby, right? You're not having a baby, you really need to do some sit-ups. What? Is he your first? Your first? You don't want to have plenty of tread left on that tire. What? Just out of interest, what will the? Where do you stand on that, ladies of Blackpool? Do you think the man should be there for the birth? Yeah. I think the man should be there, but not there. Shoulders and above, I think should be the rule, right? Because it's not dignified for you. He's done his business. He's got no business down the business end. Not dignified for you. Also, not great for him either. For him, it's like watching your favourite pub burn down. Looking on, thinking of all the good times you had in there. Sure, you know they're going to rebuild it, but it's never going to be the same. No, they've knocked through into the back room. No! Congratulations. So when's it due? When are you? In about 3 weeks. And do you know what it is? It's a boy. What the Chinese call a keeper. Have you come up with a name? What do you think, Stacey? It's the new boy's name, everyone's talking about it. Go on, what are you going to call her? Yo, well, keep it a secret. Keep it a secret. That's nice. Some people, congratulations. She's having a baby. Everyone, this is you. Congratulations. Your voice up. Yeah. What else we got? I have a goldfish that can break dance, but only for 20 seconds and only once. Okay. Be careful if you're thinking of getting a rescue cat. My nan had a fall the other day, and hers literally sat next to her and did fuck all. Fucking rip off, mate, don't bother with it. You need a button. Me and the wife have been happily married for 2 years. 2010 and 2018. Verity and Kim, joint birthdays. Verity is 21, Kim is 34, both sisters. Enjoying their night out to see Jimmy. What, both sisters, but weird if one of them was a sister. Where's Verity and Kim? Hey, where are you? Where's Verity and Kim? Are you up there or are you down there? Oh, there. Hello. There? Where? Where the fuck am I looking? Like a very camp sailor. Hello. Verity, Kim, you ever double teamed your girl? No, I didn't think about it. That's a good sign, isn't it? That's Blackpool for you. Ever? Well, it's going to be a first for all of us then. Right, go on, what else we got? I've just paid £100 on a designer belt and it doesn't fit. Huge waste. Okay. My mum bought these tickets for me and my ex-girlfriend, but now I've got a new girlfriend who doesn't find you funny, but has come anyway. I don't know where you are, but you can fuck off. Jimmy, I'm in a predicament, love a predicament. My girlfriend is a twin, and I accidentally slept with the wrong one. I should have been able to tell them apart because Sarah is blonde and Mike has a cock. I got a rubbish thesaurus for my birthday. It was rubbish. Pretty great. Hi Jimmy, could you give a shout out to my mum and dad? They aren't in the audience or anything, they abandoned me when I was 6. Okay. Peter and Elaine Sutton in the audience, in a circle, celebrating their 40th wedding anniversary today. Where's Peter? This is you. 40 years. Christ, where are you, Peter? Where's Elaine? Hello? What's your secret? Well, what's your secret? What's it? 40 years of marriage. What's the secret? Doing as you're told. I reckon that's fucking golden. I reckon that might fucking work. Do as you're fucking told. This could last. Well, congratulations. That's I mean, you may be the last of the 40 years of marriage. Fucking hell. If you killed her when you first thought about it, you'd be out by now. Extraordinary. Okay, what else we got? Dear Jimmy, would you rather lick a dick a day for 365 days, or lick 365 dicks in a day? Well, firstly, let's just enjoy the phrase lick a dick a day. I think that's Boris's new COVID strategy, isn't it? Eat out to help out, lick a dick a day. Well, what do you think, champ? You're a straight guy, right? Or the worst dressed homosexual we've ever produced. Well, what do you think? What would you go for? Both. You're not as straight as we initially thought, are you? Okay. What do you think, Mick? Neither. It's a fucking dilemma, Mick. What's the worst case scenario? You've not got long left there. For you, a year, you'd be thinking, well, I'll probably only get half of that done. I reckon, I'm a straight guy, right? I think you try and knock it out on a day. We've all had bad days. But like a dick a day for a year. Because you know what it'd give you? It'd give you dick preference. I don't have dick preference, right? Ladies of Blackpool, you've seen a few dicks, right? Of course you fucking have. Your whole reputation is based on that. You've seen dicks you didn't like, dicks you liked, your favourite dick. You're thinking about it now, wouldn't mind another bounce on that, lovely dick. I don't have dick, but you couldn't help but have dick preference one a day for a year. You'd come down 3-4 months into the challenge. You know, that time of day again, bigger day challenge. I wish I'd done it in a day. Oh. Whoa, mate, that's lovely. No, I'm saying you must be pleased with that. It's actually, what a specimen. Oh, very well proportioned. Good girth. Oh, nice. Yeah. That's right, I was forgetting myself there, sorry. Delicious, I knew it would be. You would fuck me out. 365 in a day, I don't know what that'd be like. Does your mum talk about her work? What else we got? My wife wanted to spice things up by playing doctors and nurses. So I put her on a trolley in the hallway and ignored the video. Pretty good. I just started dating this girl and unfortunately she has the same name as my sister. So whenever we're doing the deed and she tells me to say her name, it just reminds me of my girlfriend. My boyfriend has 12 nipples. Sounds funny, doesn't it? Silly. Jimmy, my girlfriend, has recently got pregnant, and a lot of things have changed since. My name, my address, and my phone number. Hang on, where's your other half? He's what? He's up there? Oh, is he with his wife? What do you mean he's up there? Why is he not sitting with you?
He's called Stacey.
He's got Stacey. Fucking excellent haircut. You with your mum? Hi, Mum. You're going to be a nana soon. You're never old enough to be a nana. But that's Blackpool for you. Come on, there's girls of 30 getting triple buggies. What do you do, Nana? You don't. You don't do anything. You live abroad. I'll find out. What? You live in Slovakia. Right. The fuck are you doing in Slovakia? Your husband works in a nuclear power station. Fucking hell. I don't know why that's interesting, but that's really interesting. Fucking, so your husband works in Slovakia in a nuclear power station, and who's just finding out Slovakia's got a nuclear power station? Everyone in this fucking room, right? Okay, well, it's very nice to have you here. Thanks for coming back for this. And you're going to stick around for the birth of the baby, right? Yeah. Good luck. What else we got? My dad recently died because we couldn't remember his blood type. As he was dying, he kept insisting for us to be positive, but it's been hard without him. Fun, that. Also correct is so funny. My mum texted me, "I love you," and it became, "Don't come home, you're a disappointment." Stacey, probably. My girlfriend needed cheering up, so I surprised her with a bukkake party. Everybody came, you should have seen her face. Hey. Jimmy, I'm a boob man, but my girlfriend has tiny tits. What do you suggest? Fuck a grown-up, you pedo? Doesn't seem unreasonable. I got a vasectomy 2 years ago, and I thought it would prevent my girlfriend from bearing more children, but apparently it only changed the colour of the baby. How did this happen? Well, now Jeremy Carr's gone, we'll never fucking know, will we? Jimmy, I've started seeing this girl with eczema. She's got cracking tits. Hey? Hey? More like that, please. Hey Jimmy, please can you give a shout out to us, Sean and Lisa? We are newly engaged and have been looking forward to seeing you for ages. Lots of love, the Durham Dykes. Hi Sean and Lisa. Where are you? Where are they?
Come on, get us out, come on.
Someone get him some heroin, you know what they're like. That and shortbread calms them down. Where's Sean and Lisa? Where are you? Whoa, I got a woo, but I don't know. Okay, over there. Hello. And how long have you two been smashing pasties? How long have you been together? 3, and you're engaged? This is glorious news. Are you both gold stars? You are? The highest ranking of the lesbians, the gold star lesbians, is the lady that's never had a vitamin D injection. What? Congratulations! Thank you very much. Thank you for coming. Quick question, asking for a friend. How do you know you finished having sex? When she falls asleep. Same as for us, isn't it? Great. Well, good luck, the Durham Dykes. Congratulations. What else we got? Hi, Jimmy. I'm on a first date tonight. When we went for a beer before the show, I looked across at her. My legs turned to jelly. I couldn't think straight. I started to sweat, and that's when I knew I dropped the wrong drink. Must happen, Blackpool, must happen. Hi Jimmy, I'm in seat 35 double D. I wish my seat number reflected my girlfriend's boobs. I also wish I had a girlfriend. Cute. My wife told me to get our ginger son ready for his first day at school. So I punched him in the face and started thinning. Do you think Chewbacca has a human dick or a little red rocky doggy dick? I think a little lipstick you want, but you couldn't be sure, you never see it. Do you get midgets come out of the cabinet? My uncle used to be a ventriloquist, but he wasn't very good at it. Every time he stuck his fingers up my arse, he told me not to say it. Come on. Tremendous. If guns don't kill people, people kill people. Does that mean toasters don't toast? The fuck does that even mean? Toasters don't toast. Hi Jimmy, last time you were in town, me and my girlfriend were on a break. So So she took her friend to the show instead of me. You asked her all about it, and she just replied, he's a cunt. Charmed, I'm sure. Anyway, we got back together, and have been getting on really well since, and we're here tonight. I've been planning on asking her something, and was wondering if you'd help me. Will you ask her to apologise for coming on? Perfect. 100%. Perfect. Listen, that's my show. Thank you for coming out, everyone. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you, Ethan. Thank you, man. Thank you, dude. Take care, everybody. Good luck. Take care, everyone. Stay fun. Cheers. Thank you.